When you think of a monk, you think of someone who has renounced the world. We've seen many entrepreneurs escaping their stressful lives to become monks, but here is a monk who took a plunge in the worldly life to become an entrepreneur. This video is about the young Hindu priest, former monk, international speaker, and entrepreneur Dandapani, who coded websites when he wasn't meditating. Welcome back to Personify. I hope you enjoyed today's video. Please subscribe to Personify to learn about the lives of amazing individuals around the world. Dandapani, a native Sri Lankan, was born in Malaysia. His great-grandfather was a disciple of Yoga Swami, a renowned guru and mystic in Sri Lanka, and since then his family members have been disciples of that lineage. Dandapani had this inclination for spiritual pursuit in his DNA. When he was 4 years old, a monk visited his home. His mother offered the monk the customary food, money, and clothes, but young Dandapani had a different take on the priest. He says, "As soon as I saw him, I said to myself, that's me." It triggered a memory of his past life in which he saw himself as a monk. Since this encounter, Dandapani knew he wanted to be a monk. His quest for a teacher or a guru started. At the age of 8, while returning with his parents in their car from a cousin's birthday party, he watched city landmarks passing by. Suddenly, he was struck with the realization that everything is transitory in nature. He spent years looking for a teacher who could train him and a teacher whom he could connect with. He was culturally attuned to the Eastern world's guru-disciple system. He met many teachers along the way, and he went to listen to many gurus and monks. After his sessions with them, he would decide to blindly follow everything they preached, but his verve would fizzle out in 4 to 5 days. Dandapani's family moved to Australia when he was a teenager. He studied for an electrical engineering degree. Meanwhile, his pursuit of the guru was going on with the same zest. His search ended in his sophomore year when one of Hinduism's foremost spiritual leaders of the time, Subramaniya Swami, visited Perth. Dandapani found an instant connection with him which he attributes to his past life. In Swami, he found his ideal guru, who had a practical and goal-oriented approach to spiritual and personal development. Dandapani loved how down-to-earth this teacher was, and so when he told Dandapani to finish his engineering degree before joining his monastery, that's what he did. Dandapani had found his calling, and he couldn't wait to go to his master once he graduated. He left everything behind to become a monk under the guidance of Subramaniya Swami in his monastery in Hawaii. For 10 years, he lived a life of serious personal discipline and training under his guru's mentorship to attain enlightenment. In his 20s, he was living a life of celibacy and getting trained in understanding the mind. In his free time, he would work in the 50 acres of gardens at the monastery and developed a passion for plants. The love for nature later inspired him to establish his own meditation paradise in Costa Rica. Subramaniya Swami's monastery was one of a kind, where spirituality and technology coexisted. The guru believed using modern means to spread his teachings around the world. All the disciples were equipped with MacBooks, used to build websites, and used other technology tools. They would also keep themselves updated with the outside world by watching the daily news. Their meditation sessions didn't last beyond an hour or two, as they were trained as monks who should function in the worldly hustle and bustle. Dandapani's vow of celibacy and renunciation expired after 10 years. It was time for him to return to the world on the mission of spreading enlightenment. He went to mainland America, where it took him a year to transition back into regular life. He got married, had a daughter, and settled in New York City. He had turned into a Hindu priest from a monk. During his years in the monastery, he had learned to practice the fine art of bringing concentration into everyday life. He realized that society trains people to multitask and jump from one thing to another in an uncontrolled way. We become good at what we practice, and most of us are experts at practicing distraction, said the monk with a MacBook. The great panacea for a world plagued by distraction is learning and practicing the art of concentration. He became a spiritual coach and a speaker. His mission was to help people live a purposeful life and spread joy by empowering them with tools and teachings used by Hindu monks in his tradition for thousands of years. People have been told to concentrate, but no one has been taught how to do it. So I'm teaching people across the globe how to focus, the former monk told Business Line. Dandapani grew into an entrepreneur to demonstrate that material success can coexist with an enlightened living. He started his streams of revenue by being an international speaker and running a profitable YouTube channel. He inspires struggling entrepreneurs into balancing their hectic schedules. Steeped in ancient Hindu traditions and tailored to meet the needs of modern achievers, his approach is practical and motivational, geared towards entrepreneurs who want to create and maintain a healthy work-life balance while pursuing their targets. He works with entrepreneurs globally and also companies like Commonwealth Bank of Australia, Nike, Trivago, Fortress Investment Group, and Xero in cultivating focus and maintaining energy. Mentoring people is his business, but Dandapani believes in empowering his clients with self-help tools so that they don't have to come back to him, even if that means a loss in recurring revenue. This approach has earned him immense trust and a massive following. His TEDx talk has over 2.9 million views, and his Gold Coast videos garnered over 75 million views in just 5 months. His energy hierarchy theory and the art of preventing energy vampires, or negative people, from draining one's energy, have helped thousands of people become productive in their personal and professional lives. Entrepreneurs are trying to do multiple things at a time, but the key is doing only one thing at a time. You don't have to multitask to be better, said Dandapani. The longer you focus and concentrate, the better you understand your product or services and make them better, he added. In 2013, Dandapani and his wife bought 16.5 acres of land in Nosara, Costa Rica, where they're building a spiritual sanctuary named Subramaniya Sanctuary. It's a place of natural abundance where they plan a Hindu temple, a wellness center, spiritual walkways to foster self-reflection, a guest residence, and a botanical garden overrun with flora and fauna. Dandapani envisions his spiritual complex as a place where guests could come to take respite from their daily lives, restore their physical health, and nurture their souls. The entrepreneur priest has an estimated worth of $900,000. With a Zen-like calm and 3 vermilion lines on his forehead, the boy-faced guru effortlessly solves the complex personal and emotional problems of his followers. Well, that's all about Dandapani. Thank you for watching this video. If you enjoyed watching it, hit that like button and share it with your friends. And tell us in the comments below whether you have found your calling in life yet.